Hi everyone, this is Ocean Spirit Tarot. Tonight we're going to do a clarification reading. I've picked my two decks. We're going to use these ones. They're pretty cool. It's sort of like all broken glass. So at the bottom of it I had the Sun, which is a yes card. So whatever we're going to look into is a massive yes, and on top of it we have as well the blue, which is communication and answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. The reason why I say it's a clarification reading is because they were the two decks that I picked that just stood out to me out of all my decks, and they all have different things on them, and both of them had the clear sea glass, which the sea glass is all about clarification, and especially the white. And these little dudes hold a lot of power, a lot of energy from the ocean, been tumbling around on the ocean floor for sometimes 20 years and up. So they've got a lot of history, a lot of energy, and I'm sure a lot of stories to tell from rolling around on the ocean floor. So anyways, that's where I sort of pick up that it's going to be something that needs to be clarified. So whether it's a job that you've gone for, a relationship, maybe an argument that you've had with somebody, yeah, anything that you pretty much need clarification on. So you fit this to your story. But let's have a bit of a, I don't know what. Yeah, we'll go tarot, I reckon, first. Let's see what we get. The sun just wants to keep on popping on out. Wow. Everything wanted to fly off. So we've got the Page of Wands at the bottom. Page of Wands, it's a fiery energy, it's a young, it's learning something. He's got a lot of green to that. All right. Oh, nice. I was going to pick up these other cards. Okay, so the other cards that we got were, ooh, the Ace of Cups and the Five of Swords. Okay, so first card that we have up is the Five of Wands. Okay, the Five of Wands it represents fighting for victory, fighting for something, or speaking your truth but trying to justify yourself to others is what I get. You've got two fives on the table, which come to a 10. And what's that? Okay, I hope that you can see these cards well. All right, so you've got the Five of Wands, and it's all about justifying yourself, fighting for what's right. Then you have, it goes into then the Hierophant. And the Hierophant, he has a lot of wisdom, very strong. The red represents passion and knowledge. A lot of gratitude and sharing that wisdom as well. But your Hierophant's a 5 as well, like in the tarot. I was just, yeah, I got very fascinated with the fact that there's like 3 5s on the table. Then we have the Ace of Cups, okay, which is, with the big dove, it represents like divine protection, and cups is your emotions, and having the flowers are like the seeds that have grown, something that you've planted, something that you've worked hard towards. You're finally getting to harvest, you're finally getting to see the growth and the recognition for what you've worked towards. And having the dove really represents, and that purity of the white is clarification, like that's what white represents, but as well as divine protection. That definitely has your back. The next card that we had out was the Five of Swords. And this has a lot of blue, like, and yes, swords can be fighting and arguing and, you know, a lot of being up in your head, sort of, can have that vibration to it, but as well, having that, it can also speak of speaking your truth and not letting people walk all over you, and something that you've built and something that you're building towards, being proud of it and being able to speak how you feel and not feel ashamed. Stand in your truth and stand in your power strong. And blue definitely represents that. And the fact that I get so much blue with the sun, and to me I just see the ocean behind that, just speaks so much like of the sea glass that it was sitting on. So to me that's just a massive like confirmation that this is the right deck that we should have chose, and that I should have chose for sure. But having the 5, 5 and a 5, like your Hierophant alone, he's earthy, he's very grounded, very mature in his energy, but as well, he can be the archetype as well of the waning Gibbs moon, and that's all about harvest time and gratitude and sharing the wisdom that you've learned. So, like I say, this to me felt as though it was harvest, something that you've built, your work that you've really worked hard on, is now you're starting to reap the rewards of it, or you're starting to notice that it's starting to come through. Just trying to, yeah, your vibration, like, okay, if we look at the 5s, okay, and having so many 5s out on the table, 5 when it comes to, say, like your soul path and your soul urge, and in numbers, because I work a lot with numerology, it's your vibration 5 represents freedom and change. And that definitely, like, speaks of that. Like, you've gone from fighting and speaking your truth and trying to justify yourself to then sitting and learning and understanding and not judging other people, to having the divine really look after you in what you're doing and where you're going. Because obviously you're on the right path of where you're meant to go. To then, like, the 5 of Swords, like, I just feel like that is a massive open chakra, like your throat chakra, and speaking your truth. And to have, like, so much blue in that card just represents coolness, and it's not a fiery energy. It's a cool, and it's water, like blue is cool, it's water, it's emotion. And that's what I'm all seeing in the 5 of Swords. I don't take it as a fighting. I feel as though like it's a real release of your throat chakra and understanding of what you've been working towards and what you're doing, and that you're on the right track. So like I say, like when it comes to your vibration 5, with having so many, I can't not look at that because you've got so many 5s on the table. And your ace alone is a new beginning and a new start. But that's what the vibration 5 represents as well, is transformation. It's freedom, it's challenge, like change, and it's transformation. And them alone is what represents what you have on the table. And when it comes to the colors of the 5, it does represent a lot of like that yellow and that orange, which you do see like in the tops. You can see it like in the Hierophant card, which is your learning card, and it's someone that has sat back and understood and really taken on the wisdom and the understanding of their lessons, and maybe the really listening within and to your soul of where you want to go and what makes you happy. I've got to clarify more. But definitely represents good communication and your intuition and adaptability, because that is your vibration 5. And that, like I said, them 2 cards alone really represent that throat chakra, like the blueness to them, which is a vibration 5. They're great for communication. Like, you can speak and people hear what you say, like people understand what you say. But you've got to also look and at a vibration 5, and you can't always look at the light. If you look at anything in life and anything when it comes to your soul's true purpose, and if you want to grow as a person, you need to always look at your shadow side too. And your shadow side, when it comes to a vibration 5, your shadow side is your anxiety. You get too much up in your head, which is your swords, and you think you overthink too much. And not only that, but you can have very scattered energy where you are here, there, and everywhere, which can represent this 5 of Wands. So I can't get over how much it just represents the vibration 5. We all give out a vibration. We all get given a vibration from birth, and that is your name. That is your birth date. Like, they're like a soul contract to the universe. So whoever that I'm connecting with, you definitely vibrate at a 5. These cards pretty much are telling you that these are the things that you, whatever you have and whatever you've had going on, you're definitely getting a massive confirmation that yes, you are on the right track. And you are seeing the rewards of it. But for some reason, they're really wanting me to put out this vibration. And the other part to the shadow side of a 5, like a vibration 5, is the emotionally overwhelmed. And I feel like that's how you used to feel all the time. I feel like you used to take on people's emotions too much. Yeah, you've got to, I know taking on people's emotions and people's feelings can be really hard sometimes to, I'm trying to get these out of the glare. Yeah, that's probably better. It can be really hard sometimes to not take on that burden and not want to try and help people and to try to make people feel better. But you've got to put blockers up. That's what I keep getting. You've got to look at things. You've got to put yourself first. So you've got to sit back and you've got to wonder if something is good for you, then go forward with it. If you're thinking of someone else before yourself, then you've got to sit back and think about it more. But you've got to stay in nature. I keep getting it, you've got to stay in nature. The nature is what's going to help ground you. Especially if you have very scattered energy and you get very emotionally overwhelmed. If that happens, you need to either sit at the beach or you need to sit in a garden. You need grass. You need to ground yourself and block the noise out. And that's exactly what the Hierophant does. The Hierophant blocks the noise out of the disruptions of everyone else around them. They can't sit within and really listen to their soul's true purpose and what their soul's really trying to tell them if they have a lot of outside noise. They've got to block that out. And that's what the Hierophant does. The Hierophant goes within. They look not only at their light and the good that they have, but they also look at their shadow side. And that's the side that most people are scared of. And most people, when they want to say the shadow side or the dark side, people get so scared of that. And that's, if you want to grow as a person, your best thing to do is to look at your shadow side and work with your shadow side. There's nothing to be scared of. It's you. It's your experiences and the things you've been through. But everybody always just wants to work with the light, work with the, everything positive. And then that's when things go wrong, because like anything in life, with, you've cycles, they've got a start and they've got an ending. And for every start, there is an ending. And that's why we have the tower that comes down, the tower that breaks up the ground, and they clear out what no longer serves us. And that's when, if you just focus on the positive and on the light all the time, that is when shit hits the ground, shit hits the fan, you are going to fall in a heap, because you're not going to understand. Sometimes when you're in that dark place, you can't find positivity. You can't find the positive to look at. And you can say all the affirmations you want, but when that shadow side comes up, you need to look at it. You need to work through it. You need to work through the emotions of it. And with this, yeah, all right. They're really wanting you to work through them emotions. Don't just concentrate on the light. Concentrate on the emotions too. And the shadow side of that anxiety. That scattered energy. Alright. The other thing that I want to say in a vibration 5 is your 3 letters that goes with a vibration 5. And you could have this in your first name, you could have this in your last name. And that is E, N, and W. They're your 3 letters that go with the vibration 5. You don't always have to have them letters in your name to be hitting at a vibration 5, but you pretty much, you should have them 3 letters somewhere in your name. And I know you will, so I don't need to say if, but you will connect and you will understand this so much, because it will be kind of like it's telling you yes. Like, you just understand it. Like, things will click. All right, let's see what else we get. Wow, that was big for the first 4 cards. Alright, so what we got? I find that so funny. 3 of Wands. Look at the yellow. You know, the vibration 5 is all about the yellow and that yellowy orange colors, and that's what they represent. That's their cooling. Like, that's what, you know, if they were to work with their emotions, to look at them colors are what helps soothe the nervous system. And it's funny, it comes straight out. It's got 111 up top. So you could be seeing 3 ones. That's a massive sign as well. And then we got the 8 of Wands. Wow. And then we got the 3 of Cups, which you can see up in the corner is 3s again. And then we have the Empress, which is the same. She's a 3 as well. So you could be seeing 3s, you could be seeing 3 ones. All right, let's have a look, eh? Can't believe the Hierophant and the Empress. They're both very grounding energies. They're both an Earth. They're both a Taurus. Empress is a Venus as well. And I'm pretty sure we just moved into Venus somewhere. Something like that. But yeah, both Taurus energies, both grounding. A lot of wisdom. They show a lot of love, very homely. People could feel like home when they speak to you, when they are around you. You might give off that sort of energy to people that they feel very safe to be with you. All right, so we've got the solar, which is your solar plexus in your chakras. Like I say, it represents as well with your 5 vibration. We then have that aquary sort of greeny blue and your 8 of Wands, which is, they're both wands as passion, as like that fiery energy with the 8, with the, what do we have, the 5 of Wands up on top. You know, it has a lot of clouds, a lot of dreaminess. And wands are a fast-moving energy. Right, okay, sorry, I had to stop. I had to think a little bit. Like, sometimes you just can't look at the cards and everything just snap, snap, snap and comes to you. Sometimes it's just too much. You've got to stop. And not really stop. You just got to really take your time in the energy and what you see and what you understand. Otherwise, you know, I'll just be sitting on here blank and not speaking. Yeah, so then you've got the 3 of Cups. It's definitely, I just see something here with the wands. I can't get to it at the moment. It's sort of, it's there, but I can't see it to speak it. You've got then the 3 of Cups, which is, you know, you got your purple in the background, which is, your purple is your 3rd eye, your chakra. But it's celebration. And it's emotion. I don't feel like the emotion, but it feels more darker. But then we have the Empress. And like I say, the Empress is beautiful. She's all about creativity and building and nurturing. She doesn't need an emperor to balance her. She has everything that she needs. But don't get me wrong, she'd like to have an emperor. But she doesn't need an emperor to balance her. Like the emperor needs the empress because he's unbalanced without her. But she doesn't need him. And that's the fascinating thing, like within connections. But see, it's still got I keep seeing the yellow and the orange and the red, like they stand out a lot. You know what? That connects a lot to that fire horse energy that we've got coming in at the moment. But yeah, you could, like I say, whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been doing, like you're definitely working towards, yeah, success. Like when you have the Empress and she's a very grounded energy, she's very creative, like she has a lot of creativity about her. She's, you know, it's a beautiful, well-rounded card. It's what you want. But she, you know, she has that softness to her as well. But she's, yeah, you got 3, 3, and 3, and at top you have 3 5s. So really you got 4 3s. Wow. Your 3 vibration is very close to your 5. Like, it's about, the Empress pretty much represents it. It has that bright yellow and that sort of orangey sort of colours that it represents as well. But they're very artistic and social and expressive in what they do. So whatever you're doing, it could be along them lines of something very artistic, something that you're doing through social media or, you know, in social circles within the community. Because the vibration 3 definitely represents like expression. It's communication, the exact same as like your vibration 5. I just think that with the vibration 3, you're a lot more social. So with your vibration 3, the letters that you could have in your name are a C, an L, or a U. You're very free-spirited. And you are the light and the beauty within what people see around you. And the cards represent that. Like when you have an Empress, she's beautiful. She shows that beauty. People see it inside and out. Okay. I can definitely say that, you know, whatever you've got going on, you've definitely got the divine behind your back, and you've definitely sat back and you've listened to your actual intuition, your soul's true purpose, and you've got that real fire in your belly, like to do and to go and to really listen to yourself. You're not listening and taking on board what other people say anymore. You can see here you used to fight with what people used to say. You used to go back and forwards trying to justify yourself. But you can see by here and here, you've sat back. Like, you don't do that anymore. And by the aids, you know, they're just standing there. You just take it on board and off you go. Like, you're not really listening or trying to justify yourself anymore. Which is why you end up in as an empress. Like, that's why the empress come out, to show, like, you know who you are and you know where you're going. You don't need to justify yourself, because anything you need is always within anyway. We all come here on our own for our own soul journey and our own experiences. So you have to listen to your intuition, listen to your soul. Your soul knows where to lead you. But yeah, you definitely got clarity. And you got passion for it. I think that whatever you've been doing, it's gave you the confidence. The confidence and the knowing of where you're going and what you're doing is something that makes you happy. And in anything in life, you need to feel happy in what you're doing. Otherwise, it can be very emotionally draining. Right, let's get some Moonology cards. Let's have a look and see. I can see definitely the fire horse energy is definitely coming through strong. You know, behind the Hierophant, I just see the fire, like that red and orange, and same behind the Empress. And when it comes to, I don't know, I think fire horse energy is coming in real soon. And I really feel as though, well, that sort of energy is something that you're not going to have much time to think about things and to go over and over and sit in your head about it. It's going to be the sort of energy that you have to move fast. Don't move too fast, but you know what I mean? Like, it's going to, things are just going to move very fast. So you work through your fears. And that's new moon in Scorpio. You know, Scorpios can be very emotional, but they have that hard exterior that they keep, you know, it's a hard barrier to get through. But if that, you know, if that stinger comes down, it stings and it hurts. And I think that's where you need to really look at them emotions. Work through them emotions. Don't be scared of them. And I think that's where the Hierophant's really trying to tell you as well. You know, you're seeing a lot of the other cards with the Hierophant, and he's got that rocky exterior sort of thing, and they sit up on top of a mountain because, you know, they hang on. Yeah. It's all with the inner wisdom. And being the purple is your third eye chakra again, which you had in the Three of Cups. It's all to do with your emotions. It's really telling you to look. You need to look at your emotions, and hopefully we've, you know, speaking a little bit on vibrations and things, because not everybody talks about that in tarot readings. It's sort of, everything's very separate, but I work a lot with the moon, the tides, numerology, colors, chakras, like, and I like to incorporate everything because everything is connected. And if you want to grow as a person, you need to look at all aspects. And the more you can know about yourself, the more you can heal your traumas and your past experiences, but as well you can burn out your karma that you've come to this life with, or karma that you have built up. So definitely look at things. Don't keep pushing them back, because I keep seeing that a lot. I see it in this card. I see it with the Hierophant. I see it with the Three of Cups with that purple. But it's like, it's not a light blue purple. It's a dark purple, which is representing a lot of that. You know, very same colour. And being on the Three of Cups, it represents your emotions, doesn't it? So, and Scorpio is an emotional card, but they have that hard exterior. And you really got to look at what you need to look at and work through it. Otherwise, it's just going to keep coming back up. All right, we got nothing is yet set in stone. The mutable moon. Very rockiness. I'm feeling like you might have a lot of emotions that are coming up. Whatever goes on or whatever is happening, you have the Empress. You have the Hierophant. You don't need to worry. As we move through these cycles, and we've had so many shifts in the cycles at the moment, like it's been unbelievably crazy, there's so many emotions are going to come up. But I see a lot of rockiness in the tide, a lot of roughness and unsteadiness. And that could be how you're feeling at the moment. And you could have old emotions coming up. Don't let them get the best of you. You've got the Empress. The Empress is beautiful. She's balanced. She knows who she is. Purple again. But we're starting to get clarity here. Because you've got the purple and then you've got that silverness that's coming through, that white clarity. And that's a supermoon. Supermoons always bring out high emotions. Emotions run real high. You might not sleep well, especially on a supermoon. They are very, very powerful. And they will keep you awake, but as well, they will make you very emotional. But if you can flow with them emotions and not push them down and work through what's coming up, don't be scared of your own emotions. And look, at the bottom is a win-win. Outcome is forecast. Yeah. You couldn't get much more bloody purple, I tell ya. It started off with all blue, communication, so much lightness and free, and then it just went into heavy purple. You know, past, you could be having dreams, like a lot of dreams, a lot of heaviness, and it's heavy emotion. I really feel like it has a lot to do with all what we've gone through, with so many placements have moved. Surrender to the divine, full moon. And look at that, another bloody purple. But you can see, like, with both of them, you're getting more and more, the further you get along and the more you work and release things to the divine, the lighter it's getting. You know, you're not so deep and dark anymore, because the dark represents your shadow. Your light represents your light, doesn't it? Like white, clarity. But your dark is what everyone's always scared of. And that's what you'll keep pushing down all the time. And if you do, this is what you end up with. Rockiness, water. You know what it's like when the high tides come up and they're really rough and you can see the ocean's angry. And that's how it will feel. Let it go. Feel that emotion. Feel that anger. And the more you do it, the lighter your purple comes out. The more clarity you start to see, the lighter you feel. And the divine, surrender it to the divine, because I tell ya, the divine will take it for you and they will help. I can say I've worked a lot with my own shadow side, and as hard as what it was, and as emotional as what it was, and as much anger as what come up, the more you can do that, the lighter you feel, the better you sleep at night. And I tell you, and that's from experience, the divine will help. You just tell the divine, I've looked at it, I've seen it, and now I release it to you. I no longer want to carry this anymore. Just because you look at something doesn't mean you have to work heavily through it and, you know, go over and over something. If something, an emotion comes up, a feeling comes up, look at that feeling, look at that emotion, recognize it. Cry, get angry, whatever you have to do, but recognize that emotion and then say, I now see this, I now recognize it, I forgive myself for this. And always, a lot of past things and things that we hold on to is anger or having to forgive ourselves. And if you say, I forgive myself for this, and now I release it to the universe to take, you know, the guilt I release to the universe, the anger I release to the universe. But look at it, recognize it, say it, and then release it. And look, you do that and you end up a lot more grounded. A bull, you know, a Taurus, they're strong, they're loyal, they are as hard as nails, but they are grounded. And that's prosperity lies ahead. And you've got win-win outcome is a forecast in Libra. And Libra is all about balancing back out them scales. And then you get the Taurus, which is such a grounding energy. I'm telling you, to me, this reading felt a lot like the fact that, I don't know, I had to give out vibrations and tell people about their soul urge and their numerology. But if you're ever interested in anything like that, yeah, message me and I will be happy to help. I work a lot with relationships, a lot with birth names, marriages, family, numerology. I do the whole lot. I can tell you, like we all say, we all have a 9-year cycle, and at the moment we're in a year 1, but I can tell you as well what year you are in this cycle. The easiest way for me to explain it is and I'm going to explain it my way because I'm an ocean beach person, and that is if we're all in the ocean together, but one's paddling out for a wave, another one is on the wave or going to catch a wave, and another one's paddling is actually surfing the wave, and vice versa, keeps going around in a circle. So they're just your different stages of everyone's in the ocean together. That's your 9-year cycle. It just depends what year you're in to how far along you are of catching that wave or approaching that wave or ending the wave. So if you ever want to know anything else, yeah, give me a message. I will have up a lot more details soon for people to be able to reach out. But I will have my email up so you can always email me. But at the moment, I feel like this reading had a lot to do with clarification on somebody that really needed to understand their feelings of what they were going through. They needed that little bit of guidance and that little bit of support to feel recognized for how they are feeling, because I feel like you've done so much work. And you've done a lot of work on yourself, and you might feel as though you're going backwards. You're not, because you have the Empress. You had the Empress and you had the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is massive for learning and being guided and understanding. And having the two of them together is massive cards to have. Like, that's beautiful. You've definitely done a lot of work on yourself, but I feel like you've got a lot of past residue energy coming up, past emotions that you might not have wanted to look at. But definitely keep yourself grounded. Look at them. Speak them out loud and then release it. Or however you like to do it. I'm just telling you how I kind of like to do it. But you definitely, you know what you're doing. The Hierophant and the Empress says that. But yeah, I think this was a clarification on just something that someone needed to have a bit of understanding that they are where they thought they were, even though all this heavy energy has started to come back up. And at the bottom, we've got the end of a tough cycle approaches, and that's full moon in Capricorn. So that is pretty much what I said. You know, you've just got this past little bit that you need to work through. And this doesn't mean it's the end, where this constantly, you have things that come up all the time. And that is just life. Like I say, we've got a circle and there's one new beginning. It always comes around for an ending. So in saying that, I think I've raved on enough tonight. I'm going to let you go. Hit the like button if you resonated at all. And please subscribe. I would be very grateful. And thank you. Bye.